Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna try and make this really quick because I've been struggling to make this video, been struggling to organize my thoughts, and I want to tell you about a huge mistake I nearly made. Now, I can't really say how it would have worked out, but frankly, I had my doubts, and that's why I ended up not buying this $9,000 bag. I am, of course, talking about the Chanel Classic Flap. I said on my wishlist video that I'm considering buying one more. I only have the white. I bought it when it was several $1,000s less. I also said that I don't know when the time comes if I'll actually be able to commit that money, because hypothetically, rolling that idea around in my head is very different to buying that bag. That is a ton of money, and I can't do that lightly. I was discussing this off and on with a friend because I was nervous. Even if I loved the bag, I would be very nervous to spend that amount of money on something. I've never done that. My most expensive handbag, I think it was the Classic Flap. That's when it was $5,800. With tax, where I am, it would be just under $9,000. That is not something I can do lightly. So I was communicating with my Chanel SA off and on throughout this whole season. At first I was looking at the purple, but that wasn't quite right for me. And then I explained that I'm eyeing, different classic flaps. I want to see what comes in caviar. I would like to add one. He told me that they were expecting a blue one to come in. It was going to be caviar. It was going to be a size small. I'll put up a picture here because obviously I don't have it. So, I was debating this. Oh, a minor part of the story that I forgot. Basically, they got one in store. They showed it to me. I was debating. It was snatched up, so I couldn't obviously buy it. And that's when they told me that another one was coming in. And I thought to myself, okay, yes, let's just do it. You have to pay over the phone when it comes in, which I do not like, because they can't hold anything for you. I'm already getting tongue-tied. They can't hold anything for you. And I don't live 5 minutes from the boutique. I live about an hour away, and I work. I can't just run off and see something the moment it comes in. And with them not being able to hold it. Sorry, I have a hair and it's distracting me. Oh, I'm all over the place with this video. They can't hold anything. So he explained when it comes in, he'll give me a call, I can buy it, but you can always return it. You still have 14 days to return something from when you pick it up. And of course, you can return it right away if you pick it up in store and you're not happy with it. But this is how they have to reserve it. So I thought about it the whole time while this bag was eventually coming in, because they do a staged rollout now. They don't put everything in boutique right away, which has actually benefited me. So maybe I'm biased. I think it's a good thing. It might also potentially limit resellers snatching up all the good stuff and then marking them up for thousands, but it's benefited me that not everything has just been put into boutique right away. So I'm happy about it. So they were expecting this shipment to come in. He had no idea when. So the whole time I was just thinking, I don't know, do I really do this? Do I, even just giving someone that amount of money over the phone, even if I know I can collect it back, I can't do that lightly. Ultimately, I decided not to get it. And when I committed to that decision, he texted me the next day to say it had arrived. I mean, I made that decision really late at night. I couldn't even let him know right away that I had changed my mind on that, because I was gonna have first dibs on this bag. They had put me on a list and all that stuff. I had been spending that week thinking it over, and also I was eyeing up other things. Trying to decide, am I seeing things that I would be more excited about than this one bag? Now, I would never ever judge someone for wanting to spend that amount of money or any amount of money on a handbag, especially because, well, one, not my business. That's the main reason. And number two, who am I to judge someone for buying one thing that costs that amount of money when, let's say I take that same amount of money and buy multiple things. Why would there be any moral superiority to spending that amount of money on multiple things versus someone just having that one treasured thing? I can't tell anyone how much they should be spending, so So I was looking to see if there were things that cost less, but maybe would mean more to me personally. And I did find something, but we'll get into that later because my next video is going to be a secondhand haul. Not to throw teasers around, but to do exactly that. That's what I'll be doing next time. I had been looking because I wanted to know, like I wanted to put it into perspective, how much does this classic flat mean to me? Because that would be a big chunk of money. That would then be dedicated to it. I wouldn't be able to buy a lot of other things, which is fine. I'm getting rambly now, aren't I? Basically, I was looking around, I found some other things that I would rather buy, and I just knew in my gut that I couldn't buy this bag. I couldn't be sure why I wanted to do it, and that makes me really uncomfortable, not knowing how I've been influenced, not knowing, like, has the FOMO affected me? Has this rat race like gotten into my head where, well, you better snatch it up now because it's only gonna get more expensive and you gotta act now. I hate that kind of pressure. I don't wanna do things in that environment. I definitely don't wanna spend that amount of money in that environment. I want to know what my motivations are when I buy something like that. And leading up to my white classic flat purchase, I was thinking every single day, oh, I'm so excited, I want this, I want this. And this was not fun. This was not the same. Maybe that's partly because of the amount of money, maybe it's because of just how crazy everything is, but I couldn't do it. I had too much doubt, and I can't go into a purchase like that with any doubt. Now, I know people are funny about this next thing, and they don't like people to say, well, it's just a bag. You know, because I don't think I need to convince you that I love handbags. And when people say, well, it's just a bag, it sounds a little dismissive, and I get that. But, but it is just a bag, and this is how I see it. A bag is not worth losing sleep over. A bag is not worth getting that stressed out about, and I was stressed. I mean, that makes me a little uncomfortable to say because it sounds very dramatic, and I don't actually think I'm that dramatic of a person. I'm pretty steady in my life. I'm a statistician, for goodness sakes. Weighing decisions and looking at things analytically is what I do for a living. This made me really uncomfortable, and because of that discomfort, I couldn't do it. So when my Chanel SA texted me to say that they got it in, I had to tell him I have to pass. And I felt bad doing that because I was like on this list thing, but I am sure that bag ended up in a very good home. I'm sure this was someone's dream bag, but I couldn't do it. And am I having my doubts now about whether I'll ever get another classic flap? Yeah, definitely. I think if I didn't have those doubts, it would be pretty irresponsible of me because of how much money it is. Maybe a dream color will come along that I feel more confident about. Maybe I won't have to do it over the phone because I'll get lucky and walk into the boutique on the right day. I think if it were ever to happen, it would be more likely that way. But let me tell you about what's going to happen now. I did buy a couple things from a consignment shop. So I'll be having a secondhand haul. It'll be my very first one. I cannot believe I'm even saying that. But I took half the money that I was going to dedicate to this classic flap and thinking, you know, what would I like to do with it? The items I picked up in the consignment shop, not even a third of the cost. And this is not a quantity thing, obviously. I mean, I'm happy to buy just one thing that I love, but I was more excited about any of these things individually than I was for this classic flap. Maybe it's because it didn't have the additional stress of spending that amount of money on something, but whatever it was, they're beautiful, and I am so excited to share with you. The remainder of that half of the funds I'm going to probably put towards another wish list item, but I haven't decided what. It might be a Burberry coat, but I'm still toying with the idea. So my next video is going to be a secondhand haul. I'm really excited to share that with you. I would love to know, have you ever been in this position, especially since the price increases? I mean, I know that the Louis Vuitton site, like, they just increased their prices Chanel, there's going to be another one. That's just a given, right? I'd love to know what you thought about if you were ever in this position. Did you get the thing? Did you not get the thing? What was the thought process you went through? I could not have done this without talking through it, talking to a friend, because it was more stressful than I would like to admit. So I'm so grateful for this community and getting to meet people who are as nutty as I am, but also very reasonable, and it's easier to talk things through. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.